The rain hammered against the windows of Terminal C as passengers rushed past, dodging puddles and racing to catch their flights. Christopher Ashford stood near the glass, watching planes take off into the stormy sky, his own flight delayed indefinitely. At 37, Christopher had built a financial empire that most could only dream of. Tonight, he was heading to close the biggest deal of his career. Everything was perfectly planned, perfectly controlled, until a small voice broke through his thoughts. "Mister, can you help us?" Christopher turned to find a little boy, no more than 4 years old, standing in a growing puddle. His brown curls were plastered to his forehead, his jacket soaked through, and he clutched a worn teddy bear that dripped water onto the floor. "Where are your parents?" Christopher asked, looking around for an adult. The boy's lower lip trembled. "My daddy is in heaven, and my mommy is trying to find our gate, but she is crying, and we are lost, and I am scared." Christopher's carefully maintained composure wavered. He crouched down to the child's level. "What is your name?" "Lucas. And this is Mr. Bear. He is scared too." "Well, Lucas, where did you last see your mommy?" Lucas pointed vaguely toward the crowds. "Over there somewhere. She was talking to a mean lady at the desk who said we could not get on the plane. Then mommy started crying and I got scared, so I walked away to find help." Christopher felt alarm bells ringing. A lost child in an airport, soaking wet. Separated from his mother, he pulled out his phone just as a security officer approached, followed by a young woman in a flight attendant uniform running toward them. "Lucas." The woman's voice cracked with relief and fear as she scooped the boy into her arms. "Oh my God, baby, you cannot run off like that. You scared me so much." "I am sorry, Mommy. I just wanted to find help." Christopher saw her now. She was perhaps 28, with blonde hair pulled back in a bun, wearing a rain-soaked coat over her uniform. Her face was streaked with tears, and she looked utterly exhausted. "Mom, is this your child?" the security officer asked. "Yes, he is mine. I am so sorry. We got separated for just a moment. It will not happen again." "Are you all right?" Christopher asked gently. The woman looked at him as if seeing him for the first time. "We are fine. Thank you for staying with him. I should not have let him out of my sight even for a second, Mommy. This man can maybe help us get home," Lucas said hopefully. "He looks important, Lucas." "We cannot bother this gentleman," she said, though her voice broke on the last word. Christopher should have walked away. His flight would be boarding soon. He had a deal waiting, but something about this exhausted mother and her brave little boy kept him rooted in place. "What happened?" he asked. Lucas said something about missing your flight. The woman named. Olivia's composure crumbled. "My shift ended 3 hours late because we were understaffed. I work as a flight attendant, but I was supposed to fly standby to Denver tonight for my father's funeral tomorrow. By the time I got to the gate, they had given our seats away. The next available flight is in 2 days, but the funeral is tomorrow morning." She wiped her eyes roughly. "I saved for months to afford those tickets. I cannot afford new ones at full price, and my father is being buried tomorrow whether I am there or not." Lucas hugged his mother's leg. "Do not cry, Mommy. Daddy will help Grandpa feel better in heaven." The simple statement made Christopher's chest tighten. He made a decision that would have shocked his business partners. "Come with me," he said. "What?" Olivia looked confused. "I said come with me. Both of you." He led them through the terminal to the first-class lounge, flashing his platinum card to get them inside. The attendant brought towels and hot tea while Christopher made a phone call. "Jennifer, I need you to book to first-class tickets to Denver on the next available flight." "Yes, tonight if possible." "Price is not a concern." Olivia's eyes widened. "No, absolutely not. I cannot let you do that. Why not? Christopher asked calmly. Because I do not even know you. Because that is too much. Because I cannot accept that kind of help from a stranger. Your son asked me for help. Christopher said simply, I am giving it. But why? People do not just do things like this. Christopher looked at Lucas, who was wrapped in a towel and sipping hot chocolate, Mr. Bear drying beside him. Because 6 years ago, my mother died. I was in Tokyo closing a business deal. She had a heart attack and I was not there. I did not make it home in time to say goodbye. His voice cracked. I have spent 6 years building a bigger empire, making more money, closing bigger deals. And none of it has filled the hole of knowing I prioritized the contract over being with her. When it mattered, if I can help you be there for your father, then maybe it means something. Olivia's tears flowed freely now. I do not know what to say. Say you will accept the tickets. Say you will be there tomorrow to say goodbye to your father. Within an hour, Christopher had secured them first-class seats on a flight leaving in 90 minutes. He arranged for a car service to take them directly to the church in the morning. He even had his assistant book them a hotel room near the funeral home. This is too much, Olivia kept saying. How can I ever repay you? You do not need to repay me, Christopher said. Just be there for your father. Tell him everything you need to say. Lucas tugged on Christopher's sleeve. Are you coming with us? No, buddy. I have to go to New York for work. But you look sad. I think you should come with us instead. Funerals are sad, but families make them less sad. Christopher knelt down to Lucas's level. You are a very wise young man. Take good care of your mommy, okay? I will. And when you are sad about your mommy, you can think about how you helped us. That is what my mommy says when we are sad. We should help somebody else feel better. As they prepared to board, Olivia handed Christopher a piece of paper with her contact information. Please, when we get back, let me take you to dinner. Let me say thank you properly. Christopher found himself saying yes. That dinner turned into coffee the following week. Coffee turned into walks through Central Park with Lucas between them. Walks turned into weekends where Christopher learned what it meant to be part of a family again. Olivia showed him that strength was not about never breaking, but about putting yourself back together with grace. Lucas taught him that wisdom sometimes came from children who saw the world more clearly than adults who had forgotten how to feel. 6 months later, Christopher proposed at the airport, at the exact spot where Lucas had first asked for help. Security had cleared the area, and a small crowd gathered to watch as Christopher knelt down. Olivia, that rainy night, your son asked me to help you get home. I did not realize then that in helping you, I was finding my own way home. You showed me that success is not about what we build, but about who we become and who we help along the way. He looked at Lucas, who was grinning widely, and this young man reminded me that the most important meetings are not in boardrooms, but in moments when we choose kindness over convenience. Olivia said yes through her tears, and Lucas cheered, announcing to everyone that he was getting a new daddy dot at their wedding. Christopher's toast made everyone cry. I spent years thinking I had missed my chance at what mattered. Then a little boy in a rainy airport asked a stranger for help. And that stranger discovered that sometimes the greatest deals are not the ones we close, but the ones we walk away from to be exactly where we are needed. He looked at Olivia and Lucas. Thank you for teaching me that the best investment is not money or time, but love given freely when someone needs it most. Years later, when Lucas asked about how they became a family, Christopher would take him back to that terminal and say, "This is where your bravery changed my life. This is where you taught me that helping others is how we heal ourselves." And Lucas, older but still wise beyond his years, would reply, "I told you that you looked important. Important people help people, If this story reminded you that our greatest moments often come when we choose compassion over schedules, please like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment about a time when helping someone in crisis changed your own life. Your story might inspire someone to stop and help today.